after, you know, going through that time of the pandemic, we just didn't know, you know, here I got a little bit of money and I was using it. I never deferred a payment one. I kept paying payments. We got through the pandemic, got ready to open back up. I'll never forget it. They had called me and they said, we're going to open back up. It was the 8th of May and it was at 5 o'clock that afternoon. I said, all right, we're going to open. We opened up the doors. We prayed that day, me and my girls that worked here, and I let people know by video that we was opening. They were lined around the building. I walked out. They were having their cameras videoing me, and I was crying. I couldn't help it because I said, you didn't forget me. They said, no ma'am, we didn't. We love you. Boy, that blessed my heart. They kept me going. They come in this store. I only could let a few in at a time. Well, I get a phone call and it's the sheriff. He said, Kathy, I rode through town. I seen all them people. He said, let them in. My store's 16,000 square foot, so hey, they spread out. Everybody had their own little cubby hole and was able to shop, and we enjoyed it. We enjoyed the fellowship, being back together. And I mean, that was the blessed part of being able to get back open. This is my home. I've got to be here, and I got a purpose and a plan that God has for me here. And I knew it. He kept saying, I'm going to bless you. You better hang on. And he did. He got me through all them times and multiplied. We come back with a vengeance. I couldn't believe it. I was used to the week we would make 10,000 in a week. That first week back, we done 40,000 in 1 week.
Wow. Hello everyone, I'm in Walnut Cove, North Carolina, right here with Kathy. She's the owner of Just Plain Country. She's been here for 17 years, I think.
Yep.
And she's going to tell us about how she survived through the pandemic and all the blessings that God's gave on to her here at this store and helped her with things. And we're excited to be here today, Kathy.
I'm excited that you're here too. I tell you, when he called and said he's coming down on Saturday, he said he wanted to come and video us. I was like, yes. He's really amazing things that he has done with all these other businesses, and Lord willing, this will help us. But like he said, I'm Kathy. I run the Just Plain Country store. I've been here since 2006. My old building used to be the old Neil hardware store. It was the hardware store for 90 years. And for the last 17 years I have been here in this store. I got 150 vendors. The store was built in 1916, so you're going to get ready to step back in time a little bit. You're going to love it. So let's get inside. We're burning up today. Come on. Come on in, y'all. Let's come on in and check this place out. You're getting ready to step back in time. I love each booth is got something unusual in it. You got antiques, we got primitives, we got farmhouse stuff. I mean, you name it, we got it. My slogan is, if Granny had it, we got it. Now y'all come. So y'all are coming, we're gonna check it out. Come on, let's look around.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, the Lord's got this.
Yes,
he does.
And that's why
Thank
I told
for
you,
that.
he has everything.
He sent you for a reason. Yes, he did. Thank
Plus,
you, darling.
I need some pretties.
Well, you look around, we'll help you.
Well, thank you. I will
Good
pray
to
for
see you. Thank you, sweetie.
Good to see you.
Thank you for telling me. This is my calling, you know, to encourage one another. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Which way you want to go? What do you want to show us first, Kathy?
Let's walk down this way. All right. Everywhere you look is somebody's stuff. We got individual little booths, and some's got locked up stuff. We do a lot of things with RJ Rentals because this is a local area. You will see Piedmont Airlines, some of the old stuff in here. People come in, they collect things. We got the old soaps and scrubbers. I love this. Each, like I said, each little spot is somebody. This right here, we got jellies, we got jams. I got a fella up in West Virginia. This is stone ground. They use the old stone to grind it, and they come down and they're gonna be at my festival. We just got fresh honey in. The man brought me honey, and I got elderberry, and I try to have a little bit of everything in here. People, they liked, these are little pick-me-up things that they can get. And Frank Duncan, I know y'all met him up there at Jane's. This is his artwork. He comes in here. He's been with me since I started. It's been amazing, some of his stuff. This picture here tickles me. I got the original over there. That's my grandpa. Up in West Virginia, he was a sheriff at Raleigh County since the 30s. He would go in and bust up steels. And as they'd bust up the steel, he'd always have to taste it. One day he took a big sip and he spit it out. He said, "What the world?" And they turned it over. There was a possum pickle with no hair. So it was some funny stories that they used to tell. But Frank took that picture I got up there and he put the local sheriffs in it.
So you got an original picture?
I got the original
Let's see
here.
that.
It's the original.
Neat.
Yeah.
That was
this, and here's the one that Frank took. He said, "I ain't got a picture of a still." He said, "So I gotta have it." Will you hand me that picture right there, darling? Yeah. This is the original one.
Oh.
And that's my grandpa right there, old Arlie Taylor.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
He got him some possum moonshine, didn't he?
He did.
I bet he didn't taste no more after that, did he?
No, after that he said he'd have to stir it to make sure. But he had his busting up piece there, and then was the G-Men. So it's amazing, you know, things that you find in here. Hey guys, ain't they so cute? Them some of my cute little customers. Everyone comes in, we get a cookie. I love giving kids cookies. I get called Granny all day, which I love. But like I say, each little section is somebody. This lady here does the flags and does the mailbox covers. These are amazing. People come from far near and wide. We're the cheapest there is around here. That's one thing I like. I tell my vendors when they come in, you'd rather have a fast dime than a slow dollar. Let's move it. And you know what? They listen to me. So if you want a deal today, you're going to get one when you come here. We're going to make sure of it. We got the basement down here. I've got other little booths. Like I said, they're spread out everywhere.
Well, we'll go down the basement in a few minutes. We'll walk around the top floor and look at a few things. And
you want to look down, back this way a little more?
You was telling me you have 150 vendors.
150 vendors. This old store was divided at one time. They added this part on back in the late 30s. This was added on. They done furniture. I buy stuff now and it'll come back and it'll have Neil Hardware furniture on it.
Oh.
So, and that's what this was, the old Neil Hardware building. And they had the furniture. And downstairs, when we go down there, we'll talk about what we've done down there. That this will show you some of the different stuff. Some of my sweet customers. I love them. I showed them your soap.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I did. Each booth has something different. This one here, the man passed away during the pandemic. And when he passed away, his wife continued to try to keep his legacy going and everything. And we help her. We help her bring it in and everything. It was just hard. He's like family, you know. That's one thing about it. My vendors become family to me because my kids is done grown. All my grandkids is here, there, and everywhere, and they keep me busy. This young man here, he does the spinners, and he's got some other fine art in here that has amazed me. Every vendor, like I said, it kind of tells the story of what they got. And this one here, I love all this. My house, I live in a log house, and people come They say, they'll pick stuff up, they'll say, is this for sale? I said, no, it's my house. So my house looks like this, y'all. I just love it. The old building, you kind of feel the walking, don't you? You kind of go up a hill and then go down a hill. The old floor. I've not
you were
changed.
talking about the gentleman that passed away during the pandemic. We were talking about that earlier, how you made it through that. You want to talk a little bit about what went on?
I will. You know, when we began to hear that we was going to have to close, and it was kind of overwhelming. I'm by myself, me and the Lord. And you know what? Sometimes that's all you need. But I didn't know what was going to happen. We had to shut on the 30th of March at 5 o'clock. It was a Monday afternoon, and I had stayed open. I'm always closed Sunday and Monday. We're open Tuesday through Saturday. Well, we opened that day just so I could tell people, you know, that we were going to be closed. This is my livelihood, and I mean it. I have to be able to make a living too for me and the store and take care of my vendors. So many in here, this money that they use is used for medicine and used to pay doctors. And I thought, Lord, please don't let us be shut down long. They told us we was going to be shut down. I went to close the doors and lock it up. I done a video outside, and in 2 days, we had 19,000 views. People all over the world were sending messages. We're praying for you. You know, just don't get discouraged. It's going to be all right. And the Lord showed me through all this that He was going to look after me. I just had to keep going. That's the hardest thing to do when you're going through something like this, to keep going. You think, give up, quit, let's sit around, everybody else is. But I would come in here every day and I would do videos. And
so how did you come up with the idea about the videos?
I had done a few before that.
Yeah.
But with me doing it by myself, I'm not used to holding my arm out there and doing videos. But I said I wanted to be able to do them and let people know that we still had stuff in here. Daily, I would call the health department, tell them I was in here. Ain't nobody here but me, and I'm selling stuff online. They would buy it, they'd see it on that video, and they'd pay for it over the phone. I'd put it outside and they'd pick it up.
Local people.
So, yes, and it worked. And I had people, I was telling you a while ago, I had a lady, her and her husband called. She said, I want to buy the most expensive thing you got in that store. I said, no, you don't either. She said, yeah, I do. She said, I want to help you. I said, it's a 7-foot tall bear. I said, you don't want it. He's $800. She said, I want him. They paid for that bear, came and picked it up because it was on the back porch. All I had to do was open the gate and they picked it up. And it's sitting in their bedroom today. Can you believe that? I can't believe the things that people done just to help me. We were closed the month of April. I kept saying, Lord, you know, I'm making it a little bit at a time. And I said, God, just help me right now. Just keep on going. And my bank, they called. They done a PPP loan for me. I couldn't believe the people that was calling me. I even had congressmen calling me and saying, can we help you? Just because of that video, the people were concerned and worried about me. And I thank God that people love one another and love the people here. These little fellas, these are my buddies. Say, hey. They love this kind of stuff too. This young man that does this, he's only about 34 years old. He's a young feller. And it's blessed my heart. He really gets into the military stuff. But he takes things that don't have a life no more and gives it a life. You notice how he done them lamps and stuff there. I love it.
I think they call that steampunk art.
Well, yeah, it probably is. I just call it junk art. Because it's junk thrown together.
Well, that's kind of steampunk, what I would call steampunk.
He sold 3 of these things yesterday. They've really went out of here good.
How about that?
I know. He's amazing how he does. But after, you know, going through that time of the pandemic, we just didn't know, you know, here I got a little bit of money and I was using it. I never deferred a payment one. I kept paying payments. We got through the pandemic, got ready to open back up. I'll never forget it. They had called me and they said, we're going to open back up. It was the 8th of May, and it was at 5 o'clock that afternoon. I said, all right, we're going to open. We opened up the doors. We prayed that day, me and my girls that worked here, and I let people know by video that we was opening. They were lined around the building. I walked out. They were having their cameras videoing me, and I was crying. I couldn't help it because I said, you didn't forget me. They said, no ma'am, we didn't. We love you. Boy, that blessed my heart. They kept me going. They come in this store. I only could let a few in at a time. Well, I get a phone call, and it's the sheriff. He said, Kathy, I rode through town. I seen all them people. He said, let them in. My store's 16,000 square foot, so hey, they spread out. Everybody had their own little cubby hole and was able to shop, and we enjoyed it. We enjoyed the fellowship, being back together. And I mean, that was the blessed part of being able to get back open. This is my home. I've got to be here, and I got a purpose and a plan that God has for me here. And I knew it. He kept saying, I'm going to bless you. You better hang on. And he did. He got me through all them times and multiplied. We come back with a vengeance. I couldn't believe it. I was used to the week we would make $10,000 in a week. That first week back, we done $40,000 in 1 week.
Wow.
I had to pay my people. I had prayed about. I have to tell this because this is God. I had to pay my people $35,000. I didn't take out no rent the month of April. I said, Lord, I said, you're going to have to make a way that I can do this. And when we opened, I said, all right, Lord, I said, let me have $10,000 at least for today, that Friday night, and Saturday morning. That's 10 hours. I said, $10,000, Lord. Don't you think we can do better? I said, yes. Trust me. $22,000 in 10 hours. That's God. God said, now just hang on. We're going to keep on going. And I had no idea how he was going to bless us. And we back open, we keep on going. I mean, that's 3 years later. I'm still telling the story because people get discouraged. And right now, companies are having a hard time. Businesses are having a hard time. We are. But God keeps supplying. I learned one thing. When you put him in your business and trust him, he'll take care of you. I mean, there's no doubt. He's my father. He's my husband. He's all I got. He said, Kathy, you're my child. I'll look after you. And when you know that he is real and he's there in the darkest times, he's going to take care of his children. And buddy, I seen it for sure how he worked in this old place. He's amazing.
You've got tears in my eyes.
I got tears too. Every time I tell it, I can't help but want to cry. He's amazing. I get to go speak and give my testimony places. Would y'all believe that? I like doing that. I've been to Utah. Who would have thought it?
To Utah?
Yeah, Utah, Alabama. I've been
Did that come
places.
about from the videos that you do here?
It came about right before that. It came about me going through the breast cancer and kept on plugging. I mean, you know, so many people go through sickness and heartache. You know, God don't promise us that we won't have to go through things, but he did promise he'd be with us. And he's held my hand ever since. I'm getting ready to face some other stuff here in the next week or two, but God's got my hand. And we're trusting him. But you said you might like that piece back here. I might have to sell him a piece.
Where's that?
That was right back here.
Come on.
I said he walked by it. I said, don't be walking by it.
I was listening to you talk.
No.
Yeah,
right there.
I've found a piece I like.
He like right there.
Yes.
He likes this.
Check this out, guys. I used to work on Briggs and Stratton motors. This is a little bit older than the model that I worked on, but this one looks like it's been refurbished. It is excellent shape. I think it says it's a 1953, $185. So about everybody, Kathy, has had something with a Briggs and Stratton motor on it at some time in their life. So
oh yeah, yeah.
That's really neat. So this is, I was telling you, we have a lot of men that watch the channel, and
we do. I love that.
We've got a lot of stuff to look at downstairs too that men will like. We got a bunch of gas pumps and
got all
different
kinds of
things.
stuff. I would really like y'all to meet that lady. That
Okay.
Teresa,
Let's
the
go.
one that the military
Let's go
lady.
talk to her.
I want you to meet her. I've got some good vendors in this old place. This is one of my friends. Her best buddy, Rhonda, has got a booth here with us, and back about 3 years ago. And Teresa's been in the military. She's retired, but she had a desire to want to make a memory for all the veterans, the ones that had passed away in memory and honor. And she started a Christmas tree, and we started about November. And that's been about 3 years ago, and we've done it ever since. We do it all the time. I'm going to get her to tell you about that. Teresa.
Thank you. Yes, I did launch my book from Just Plain Country, and the way that came to be was my friend Rhonda Eaton has a booth here at Just Plain Country, and she put up a Veterans Day tree for me in 2021. Shortly after that, we had a lot of people that came in. They were coming from miles around just to put their names on the tree. Rhonda had made little dog tags, and we put the pictures up. Cool. Well, Rhonda got COVID in February of 2021. And in her last rites, shall we call them, her last text, it was to pass out Skittles at the memorial and to make sure that I sat down and wrote the book. So I did, in honor of my friend, just as she had honored me here at Miss Kathy's store with a tree. And the book has grown since then. I'm in the 3rd year. I've written 9 books now. 5 of those are published. And we always do launch the Sitting with a Soldier from here every year on Veterans Day. Miss Kathy's always kind enough to let us use the hallway to put up another tree. And that tree grew into another project because I also joined in with the Tree of Valor, which is a pictorial tribute, traveling tribute to veterans. I also work with Alvarez House on behalf of homeless veterans. I do a lot of volunteer work for our veterans and on behalf of them, and I always want to thank Miss Kathy, the Creek, Miss Rhonda, all the vendors here, Miss Lori. They always donate when we've got raffles going on or we're raising money for our veterans. So we get a lot of community support, and I couldn't have done this without my Daisy, Rhonda Eaton. So I thank everybody for everything that they've done here.
Thank you.
And they always make us feel right at home. When she was sick, my favorite thing about the store was this is where we came to pray.
Yes.
Come to pray.
We do.
The books, you say you got 5 books published. How can they find those books?
You can find all of my books on Amazon, or you can come by the store here. Miss Kathy has them out, or Miss Rhonda has them in her booth here.
And this is them right here.
That's them.
Yes. And that's a sampling of them. Like I said, I have 5 that are published, 9 that are written. Soldier 3 will be out this November, and we'll add it to the bench.
Yeah. She amazed me when she had come and made mention that she wanted to do the tree. Well, I had kin folks back in World War I and World War II that had been, had gave their life. And I had an uncle, bless his heart, he lost his toes in World War II in the water, in ice cold water. We don't know what people done for us during these wars and served for us. That's why we got to fight for this country. We love it, and she loves it. And I seen that in her, and I said, Lord, we're going to just honor our veterans and give them a memorial, and also the ones that are living. They would bring I've got one young girl getting ready to go in the military. I'm going to cry. She works for me, and she's going to join up the Air Force. We'll be putting her name on there. But we pray for them people, and we wanted y'all to know about that. So, hey, come November, you got somebody you want to honor, bring their name down here. We can put it on that tree, okay?
Well, now, my tree that used to be here, that was originally here in 2021 and 2022, Miss Kathy let us put it in the hallway back there. But my tree now travels with the Tree of Valor. It's in Kentucky right now.
Wow.
It's been to different festivals, the Cheerwine Festival. It's been in Salisbury on display. So it travels constantly. It gets better air miles than I do.
So what, they just search your name? What would they search for on Amazon?
They can search under my name, Teresa Ramey Martin, or they can search under Sitting with a Soldier.
Okay, great.
Sitting with a Soldier. I like that. Isn't this amazing? 150 vendors, you never know what kind of stuff you're going to find in here. And I want men to think that they're welcome in this place. It was so funny. When women had come in with their husband, when I started this place, they'd be like, ain't nothing in here for me. I said, let me show you. Let's look at the baked goods behind me right here.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Miss Jody, get in there. We got the best baked goods in town. This lady is in King Classic Bakery, my friend Robin. She makes up, and then I've got my sweet couple that brings us sourdough bread. They made us extra because we'd got out. We got country ham, we got eclairs and peanut butter pie. I mean, you can't beat it. Everybody comes in, and by Saturday we're about empty with the baked goods. And one thing about these baked goods, anybody is here your first time, tell me, you get a free baked good. So I'd rather give than make money. Everybody says, girl, you're gonna be broke all the time. I say, I don't care, I'm happy. You ever been happy and not have a dime to your name? But I love it. So this is, you know, this is just part of our store. I got a little bit of everything. You come in here, you never know what you're gonna find.
Who's this you got working for you over here?
These are my girls, y'all. My manager, little Brittany right there. She has been with me now 10 years. And I have got, this is Karen, this is Lori, good friend, and back there's Alan. He runs the basement down there. We keep him hopping. Hey, when we gotta have something loaded, who do we holler? Alan. Alan says, my back's killing me. I said, no, it ain't. You gotta do this.
You got quite a few employees, looks like, working. So
Yeah,
you
we
must
do,
stay pretty
and on
busy.
Saturday, you know, we do, and I'm just blessed. God's been good. He truly has. These are some primitive stuff. This old wood we got up there in Woolwine, Virginia, old barn wood. We used to have 2 stores. We had opened this one in 2006 of May. November of 2006, we opened one in Stuart, Virginia. People still come down here, they miss us up there. It was in the old grocery store. We had over 200 vendors there. It was huge.
Wow.
And we sold it in 2009. And I bought this old building here, and which I love. It's an old one. These old counters, I want to show you out over here on the front over here. This is some of our memorabilia of the old hardware. I wanted to kind of keep a few little things down here. And one is that death certificate right there. We used to do undertaking in the basement. Woman brought that in and she showed me her grandpa. She said, now if you see him down there walking around, tell him I said, hey, I said, if I see him walking around, I'm gonna die. But we ain't never seen none of that. But we've got, that was old cat, it was here. They called her Decon. She'd sit right here. And they said she'd hold her paw out and want to be, her hand shook. Really? Her little paw shook. She'd bring mice up and play with it right here on the floor. Now that was back in the hardware days, not my days. We ain't got no mice here now. But and I've even got stuff from the old roller mill. It's across the road. So I like hanging on to the past. I like the old timey ways. You know, they're simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we've covered the top floor. And
Yep.
I guess that's about 8,000 square feet. And
Yeah.
now for the guys that's watching, you're going to love the downstairs. I've been down there and checked it out, and gas pumps and tools,
Oh, yeah.
and there's a lot more of the guy stuff downstairs. So we're going to do that on part 2 of this video, and we're going to be making other videos here in Walnut Cove. There's several businesses right here. We like to show you different places to come when you come here. So we're going to be making 3 or 4 videos here over the next few days.
Oh yeah.
And I just love Kathy to death. She's just wonderful. I know when I first, she was recommended to come see her by Jane from Pretty's General Store.
Oh yeah, I love her.
So I pulled her up on Facebook and saw your video you made there.
Yeah.
A few, maybe last week, and I didn't realize you'd been making videos for so long yourself.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of viewers. You got a lot of views.
We
and you
do.
got a good,
We do.
got a
We
lot
got about
going.
19,000 followers, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wow.
I
From everywhere.
I was impressed, and I thought, well, as soon as I heard you talking on that video, Jody was there, and I said, Jody, listen to this. We gotta go see Kathy. So,
Yeah.
so guys, make
So
sure to be
glad.
looking for part 2, and we're getting ready to
Going
go
to the
downstairs and
basement.
film that next. So we'll
Oh,
see you
yeah.
on the next video, guys. Bye bye.
Bye, y'all.